¿Qué está pasando, mi gente? So, I installed this TV when I was living with my ex-girlfriend. I installed it in my bedroom on a desk near the bed so that we would have something to watch. And then when we split up, I had this apparatus that didn't need anymore, and I moved my office downstairs for work so that I could isolate my sleep from my work and be a little bit more sane. Yeah, so now I have this TV and don't know where to put it. So, well, now I kind of know. So basically, we're gonna hang it up here all along this stud. So I got some lag bolts to do that, a couple different sizes, and hopefully we can make it work. Looks like what we're gonna have to do is try and take these bolts out here and then put the lag bolts through here. So hopefully that will allow us to secure it to the wall. All right, so here you can see me drilling out the holes so that I can put the lag bolts into the mount for the TV stand. I was listening to some good salsa music at this point. I was listening to, I actually forget what I was listening. Oh, no, La Rebelión. It's a really good salsa song by Joe Arroyo. I think that's the guy. Anyway, drilling out some holes and the studs. Well, not the studs. Are they the studs? It's the uprights, basically, for the building structure. And then you're putting the lag bolts in to make sure it's all straight. Use the level to make sure that the post for the TV mount is straight. As you can see, it's a magnetic level. And I don't have a 3/8 impact or a 1/4 inch impact, so I'm just using my drill. And then we're just making sure everything is stable here. Taking the TV, mounting the TV up, and TV slides on the shaft. And then this basically allows you to move the TV, pivot it, so if my boys are in the shop or something, they can look, while I'm working at the workbench, they can watch something, things like that. It's going to be, I think, a good addition to the shop, and hopefully it's not too flimsy. All right, so we got the TV mounted up. It's not turning on. It might just need to load for a little bit because it is a smart TV, but maybe I just turned it off. Okay, there you go, it's on. So now we have a TV. So what am I gonna do with this TV? Well, I'm probably gonna get a Wi-Fi modem out here. I already have one in the house, but they ran cable, the previous owners of this house, so that they could watch NASCAR, because they're cool like that. I'm probably gonna wire it for a modem, and that way I can watch TV in my garage while I'm working. I can use this to look up YouTube stuff, for tutorials if I'm confused on how to fix my piece of crap cars. And then I can even run an HDMI cable to it, hook it up to a laptop, watch some movies. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see if the internet works on this thing, and if it does, then we have access to TV in here, which means I'll be a hell of a lot less lonely. Anyway, all this stuff over here is for the crap pile right here, and it's all the stuff that comes out when you pull a transmission. This is the new clutch plate that clutch disc that we're gonna be running. It is an Exedy, and I know that Exedy isn't like the best for B-Series stuff, just because, well, VTEC stuff, just because all of the track applications I've seen a lot of people crack the metal parts of the clutch disc, but I don't have anything else, and I just want to make this car work for Manny when he goes to drive it in comp school this year. All right, woo! Something dropped in my, never mind. Anyway, over here, you can notice there's some wear here. Notice how there's no wear here. That indicates that there's uneven grabbing of the clutch going on. Now, whether that happened after the clutch failed or before the clutch failed, I'm not sure. However, we have a Low-Buck solution, which is just very fine grit sandpaper. We're going to go in a swirl mark just lightly around the surface of the flywheel. Again, this isn't meant to last an entire season. It's just for one race to get my crew chief through comp school. So here we are, just cleaning up the flywheel a little bit with some light grit sandpaper, and yeah, we're on our way, All right, I am good with that. It's not perfect by any means, but I cleaned up a lot of the leftover clutch disc material. I do believe this happened after the clutch failure. The reason I say that is because I don't remember seeing the flywheel looking like that, so. All right, y'all, so transmission is all cleaned up, and we got the clutch in. I still have to replace this line here. It's got a slit in it. I really don't like that. I forgot to order it. I do have to order it. But the good news is I did order ball joints and wheel bearings so that I can fix this monstrosity of a nightmare. I was thinking of welding the old ball joint back in because this is still good. Moog for the win, yo. Y'all are hating on the Moog. Don't sleep on Moog, all right? It fell out of the dang knuckle, and it's still working. So stop sleeping on Moog. Stop sleeping on Parts Store brands. Just because the brand is not racing doesn't mean that it doesn't hold up for racing duty. But we have to put this trans back in this turd. So I'm going to be bench pressing this transmission. But it's all good because today was my rest day in the gym, so I should be nice and... I mean, that's not how that works. But anyway, I should be nice and ready to go bench press this in the car. So we're going to bench press it up. Hopefully it sticks and I don't have to worry about falling on me, and yeah. So this process actually kind of took a lot of work. It's hit or miss for me personally. Sometimes you get the transmission in on the first try. Sometimes it takes you 5 tries. In this case, it took me 3 tries. So you can see me taking my shirt off, gets really hot, knocked the camera over. I even forgot the throw-out bearing. I forgot the clutch fork. It's been a little bit since I've dropped the transmission, maybe a couple months. So, you know, I don't really have the best of memories, but I do get by. So hopefully my technical expertise and prowess will get me through this one. But here I am checking out the clutch fork mechanism, and then this is me putting the transmission back in the car. So I got some stuff in my eye at this point, and it was kind of nasty. But yeah, basically at this point we're playing with lining up the transmission to the engine and making sure that the T-bracket mount doesn't get in the way. It was getting in the way and causing me some trouble here. So, and then I get under the car and just start snugging things up. You know, the dowel's allowed to suck in, and yeah. And then we go to the top of the motor, and these are some 17-millimeter bolts, just a long-handled ratchet. I need an electric ratchet at some point. But, yeah, we're going to snug it all up. Make sure that there's no wires getting caught between the block and the transmission, and everything should be good to go. And then, as you can see, that's the clutch slave pushing out the clutch fork, and it looks like we might have solved our problem. All right, y'all. So, as you can see, it looks like the clutch is moving, and the clutch pedal actually feels normal. I'm extremely paranoid, so I don't want to speak too soon, but you saw it. I saw it. I felt it. Maybe I'm wrong, but cheers. Okay, y'all. So what I did was I basically put the transmission back on the block. I had some difficulty because the rear T-bracket was getting stuck. It mounts somewhere back there on the motor block, the motor itself. And then if the motor is too far down, what happens is it's not positioned correctly for the transmission to go on. So then you have to put the transmission on, and then you have to lift the motor up a little bit, and then you have to put the transmission all the way on. At least that's what I had to do this time. Sometimes it goes smoother, sometimes it doesn't, but that's kind of, you know, the world we live in with these cars. I'm a mid mechanic at best. You know, I don't have that gorilla strength to lift up transmissions. I'm just grateful that I'm not injured every time I'm touching something anymore. But yeah, I mean, put the transmission on. It appears to be working with the clutch. And yeah, it was a little bit of a hassle, but we got it in. So with that being said, I think we're going to take it easy for the rest of the night. Probably going to go inside. It is a little bit late. It's 11:17. And then tomorrow, Alex Herman will be coming, and we'll be cutting this up. So I'm going to try and get in here a little bit earlier. He usually arrives a little bit later. And then I need to take off like the suspension. I want to take off the hood. I want to take off a bunch of wiring harnesses, put it in the basement, and then list it on eBay for sale. And then we're just going to cut it. So I got a bunch of Sawzall blades. These are Milwaukee demolition blades, and they're actually really good. They cut right through metal. And of course, I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee, you dummy. No one is. But yeah, so they're great. I'm going to use those to cut this up, and we're going to use a DeWalt Sawzall, and I'm not sponsored by them either. Of course, I'm not dummy. But yeah, I guess that's all she wrote for tonight, guys, and seems like clutch works again. I'm going to hop in the car and just kind of do a sanity check. But yeah, thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.